r/AskReddit by Reddition. Like and subscribe. What are dark secrets about the porn industry that people should know? A trafficked 15-year-old was found on Pornhub. Almost 100 videos. She was verified by Pornhub while trafficked. WTF. I hope Pornhub deleted everything. I saw a post a few months ago by a girl who keeps finding videos on Pornhub that were taken of her being raped while apparently very obviously underage. She said she reports them over and over to Pornhub and they are rarely taken down. As if in this situation she hasn't already been traumatized enough, she also has to try and police the distribution of those videos seemingly alone against a company that didn't seem to give a shit about it. A lot of actors take a lot of drugs. Like a lot. Plus basically every male actor gets erectile dysfunction after being in the business for so long as they are pumped up on Viagra. Too much blow and the cock won't grow. Too much white and your duck ain't right. Many of the 18-year-old porn stars were recruited when they were 16 or 17. Damn, that's fricked up. Do they film at 16 to 17? Or is it just recruitment? As far as recording, it's almost always when they are 18, but I wouldn't doubt they practice beforehand. If you have any 80s VHS tapes of Tracy Lords, you could potentially be in possession of child pornography. She used fake identification and was 16 when she began filming and may have even been as young as 15. A lot of British tabloid papers had 16-year-old page 3 girls modeling topless. This was legal until 2003. Some newspapers even featured special 16th birthday shoots. These were national papers available in every shop and delivered through letterboxes. They were in cafes and hotel lobbies. A lot of the 18-year-olds in the porn industry probably were in it when they were younger too. From now, I will stick to 30-year-old secretary category. The grooming and locking. If you've never heard of locking, it's basically when a group of girls doing porn are living together, typically, and they are pressured to spend their money by producers who claim to be their friends. The goal here is to diminish any sort of saving money thought process, and they make it out like the money will never stop coming. This keeps them broke and means doing more shoots. Edit. Just wanted to say thanks for the upvotes. Hopefully this will be top comment so more awareness gets out. Grooming doesn't stop because they made a few videos. That was in the after porn documentaries on Netflix, weren't they? That some companies like Girls Do Porn systematically trick/coerce young women into porn. Child actors from Thailand. The Netflix documentary Hot Girls Wanted, produced by Rashida Jones, explores most of the seedy practices discussed in here. James Dean, the famous porn star who made a killing by looking like an authentic genuine dude, is a rapist according to several co-stars and his ex-girlfriend Stoya. But the porn industry didn't get a Me Too movement, so he's still in porn and Stoya isn't. And it wasn't even a freaking secret. Amateur/homemade 18-year-old vids are likely not 18. The industry gives no shits about protecting minors. If it were legal, they'd go as low as they could. See Japan, Color Climax, Tracy Lords. Tracy Lords' case is especially despicable due to all the hate she received. When it came out, she was 16 in her vids and 14 in her pin-ups, as well as the fact that in 1987 they made a porn film about her sexual exploitation. Pornhub specifically makes it especially difficult to get minors taken down from the site, even if you report multiple times. Several famous minors are actually recommended search terms. Not really the industry, but whenever there's a high-profile rape in the news, the victim's name becomes a popular search terms on all sites. It was once legal in some countries to use children. They recruit young women and teens from troubled homes or rebelling against their parents. They lure them in with money and the ability to live free and do what they want. All they have to do is some amateur porn. Once away from friends and family, they are put in a house with other young women in the industry and given a room. They bond and go to shoots or whatever. They get paid a lot and they love it. Some get hooked on drugs. Almost all have bad experiences. The person who owns the house they live in takes a cut of everything. It's all a bunch of teen girls, so it's not a very clean place. The turnover rate is astounding as well. It's a miracle essentially if you last longer than 4 months without a mental breakdown or going home and never returning. Edit. Not all girls / guys / people who go into porn amateur or otherwise come from bad homes. Though 40% of porn actresses report being molested as children. It's not indicative of the industry or the people employed within. Some girls are tricked into filming the video. They are promised to do some modeling, and when they arrive they find out that it's more than just a few pictures. Porn is a big human trafficking industry. Nowhere near as rampant and dangerous as child trafficking, but it's still very active. Came to comment from personal experience. I'm not in the adult entertainment industry, but I booked a boudoir photo shoot a few years back to surprise my boyfriend, and I booked with this amazing photographer. I was great during the photo shoot. A video recorder was on the entire time. That of course captured everything, and the video went to the black market. The photographer was actually deep into sex trafficking, but these traffic rings stay 100 steps ahead. A lot of the time child pornography slips through the cracks. More often than not those girls, that like 14 to 16 are actually within that age range, but nobody questions it because age checks don't happen often. So next time you're spanking your bacon to some petite flat-chested teen barely legal she, think twice before you nut. That may be a child. They, mainly Pornhub, but most sites do it, turn a blind eye to human trafficking because that brings in over 1/3 of their profits through these homemade videos. Also there was a petition to get Pornhub taken down for this. Not sure if it's been said yet, but the outdoor or public scenes require permits to shoot. 80% of the time the crew shows up with a police scanner and cheeses it before the cops show up. Edit. Yes folks, there's worse out there than evading paperwork filing costs in the porn industry, but when posting initially I really expected this to be overlooked. Also cheese it is an outdated term apparently. Nowadays, it's very similar to a studio style 9-to-5 job. Nobody is really making a lot of money anymore. I've been in and out of it for about 25 years. It's morphed into this industry where smarter people use pornography to build a brand. The people that were popular 25 years ago wouldn't get far today because they were primarily interested in getting paid upfront for shooting scenes. If I'm going to do this, I want $300, those types. So, those people could go out and get paid $600 per film, which was great money back in 2001. Many people busted their asses to make as much content as they could, but there was no residual income after that. So that's why in the late 90s and early 2000s, there were simply so many films. Now, the women are tracking their income on the back end with things like Snapchat and OnlyFans. It's not a cleaner industry by any means. The porn industry is very toxic and the actors are treated very badly. Porn star Veronica Rodriguez filmed multiple videos with her real half-sister. They share a father. Yep, that's actual incest. She's messed up. Edit. Her sister is Kataya Rodriguez. Those orgasms aren't real. Those sizes are not natural, and the actors usually don't last an hour. They just edit the shootings they did. I don't think people realize just how many videos contain people being trafficked. Edit. Because this has gained much more attention than I anticipated, I'll elaborate some. But I encourage you to research this more. Today, there is an estimated 30 million people that are being trafficked. This is modern day slavery. Children, women, and even men are bought and sold as property for the purposes of being a sex slave, forced labor, or even organ harvesting. It is so repulsive, and yet so hidden and unknown. The sad thing is, many children get caught up in this after natural disasters or other tragic situations. For example, with the recent explosion in Lebanon, criminals may set up orphanages that are not registered with the state, and just like that a child can be taken. I learned much of this from a podcast episode with Timothy Owens as a guest on the Candace Owens Show. Even if you aren't conservative, this is a good, objective, and informative discussion to listen to. Thank you if you read this entire thing. I just felt I needed to use this opportunity to give a voice to the unheard. That if you had sex with a guy and it was uploaded to Pornhub, then you literally have no rights to remove that video. Great. After reading these comments I can no longer watch porn. Thanks boys. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for daily Reddit videos.